Welcome back, adventurers. Just wanted to touch base after a long absence on YouTube and just apologize for that, just because life happens and things happen, and I can respect that everybody else can experience things and appreciate that. So I'm back after an absence and really did some thinking here through the last fall and winter, and it's been an interesting time. And one of those things that made it interesting was it's time for a new whip. I went ahead and sold the Tiger. The Tiger is no longer with us. Moment of silence. But all is not lost. You may say, Adam, how could you sell a Tiger? Well, I asked myself the same question, but what I would say is this. I kind of got tired of all the farkle and technology on the bike and the adjustable this and the riding modes that and the electronic babysitters, and frankly just wasn't putting the miles on the bike that it deserved. And at the end of the day, realized that after almost 3 years of ownership and putting on maybe 5,000 miles tops, it was time to turn it loose to someone that was going to really turn it loose even more. But then I was thinking about next steps. What do you get after a Tiger? I didn't want to go BMW, cost of ownership. Again, lots of electronics. Didn't really want to go adventure touring, and I really was taking a hard look over the years about the Scramblers, and that seemed really intriguing to me. I spent more time on the road than I thought, but I still love to get out there in the wild areas a little bit and do some fire roads, and really having a 500 to 600 pound adventure bike, it just wasn't a lot of fun to keep picking up. So I went for a Scrambler, but I tried the Triumph. I tried some of the other models. Really, it came down to Triumph versus everybody else, because the Street Scrambler and the 1200 Scrambler are just fantastic bikes, and I rode a couple of those out of my local Triumph dealer. Take a look at this guy. Oh, that seat height is nice. Not gonna lie. Being able to just swing a leg over that thing. So this is the latest Triumph Street Scramble 900. But I'll tell you what won the battle. Imagine a bike that's bulletproof, low maintenance, like zero cost of ownership maintenance type stuff, endlessly customizable, gutsy motor. I miss the grunt of growing up on dirt bikes, like the Honda 400, XR 400 and 250 that my dad used to ride with me out on the desert trails of Arizona. And I just kind of miss those days of having that low end, twist the throttle, and here comes the grunt and off you go. What kind of motor could deliver that? Style points too. You need some Scrambler style points. And eventually it came down to really one option. The Yamaha XSR 700. So this is a new to me 2018 model. I test drove the newest version of this bike at my local Yamaha dealer, and I fell in love immediately with the parallel twin 700. I can understand why some people consider that to be kind of the holy grail of these mid-size engines. Wonderful exhaust note with the right system on board, and wonderful performance, great low-end torque and grunt, and just came across really beautifully and smoothly in this neo retro modern classic, whatever keyword you want to throw on there, styling and chassis. Okay, let's go over a few quality improvements here to the bike. I just love the aesthetic of this bike. It's a neo-classic modern, and I took it and scrambled it. So the first thing I did was add some luggage because it had none. So I added what is essentially a small piece of kit. It's meant to go on road cycles, on the bar between the seat post and the handlebars, and it turns out it fits really well in this empty space, which Yamaha, for whatever reason, designed into the aesthetic of the bike. I put the SW Moto tool bag on and put layers in there, along with tools, of course. Probably a very important change that I should mention is the Kelpie exhaust. This exhaust sounds amazing. It's made in Australia. They specialize in these bikes. It's not as expensive as the Akrapovic. In my opinion, sounds just as good. It has the baffles in because I love my neighbors. I didn't order the version with the baffles out, and frankly, you don't need it unless you're really going for exhaust note. But the factory can on this is terrible. I mean, really, it's an embarrassment to the bike, and Yamaha really missed on that one, but of course it's an aftermarket opportunity. I put new front springs in the bike. This bike has all new front suspension springs from Tech Bike Parts. That has been a difference maker. This thing rides so much better. Do not skimp on front suspension on this bike. You will regret it. You will enjoy every penny of it once you put it in. I did it from home. It's a drop-in system. I also put these crash bars on from RD Moto in the Czech Republic. Well made. Don't detract from the aesthetic of the bike. There's other videos where it's like a huge assembly that comes out and then goes back, and you have to make adjustments to the skid plate. It's just a huge headache, and frankly really looks awkward on the bike in my opinion, so I passed and got these from RD Moto. The headlight assembly was changed by the previous owner, so thankfully he took these big bug eye lenses out of the side and put these LED lamps in that really I think are kind of minimalist, and they look great on the bike. He put an LED bulb inside the bike. I put a bigger cloth or a bigger foot on the kickstand. Since I scrambled the bike, I didn't want to have anything that wasn't going to prop it up on dirt or sand. I put TKC 70 Rock tires on it. It's a different model of the TKC 70, and I love how it looks. It looks the part, and it does great on a forest road. Previous owner also did the tail tidy, so the factory unit of this has a big sweep of plastic paneling here that he removed and put on the Yoshimura tail tidy, which I really love. Really looks great, and it has an integrated turn signal where the turn signals are left and right within the same housing. There's no actual turn signal housing. It's all part of the brake light, which looks great. The seat is factory. I actually like how Yamaha did the seat. A little more gel back here, a little firmer up here. I have a new seat cover coming that's gonna make this look even better, but I'm gonna keep the seat. I put bar end mirrors on, and most importantly, for safety reasons, relocated the factory speedometer location from here to here. Now there's options to go here from Brogue Motors, but I like the symmetry up the middle, and frankly I can look out over the front headlight, and this just made the most sense to me. This is from Giles or Gillies Tooling in the UK. You can order it on the eBay. I'll put all the links in the description of the video. But it's just a simple bracket that bolts into the existing. This is kind of an embellishment, and it just kind of bolts underneath and brings the Speedo out front. And that's kind of it. Of course, the quad lock mount. Can't go wrong with the quad lock. I put it on the brake reservoir. But overall, I've been just so pleased with this bike. And I can't even tell you how little I miss the adventure bike with this. You know, the parallel twin of the 700 just sounds amazing with this exhaust. It's got great grunt. It's got great charisma for a bike. I think the Triumph had a lot of refinement. This is a very unrefined, easy to throw leg over, lower seat height. You can take it off-road. It scrambles better. I don't feel as guilty if I have to drop it versus the Tiger. And yeah, I don't miss the change one bit.